straight.
Every Who down in Whoville liked Christmas a lot. But the Grinch who lived north of Whoville did not.
Ooh.
The Grinch hated Christmas, the whole Christmas season. He didn't know that God loved him. That was the reason. He thought that Christians' heads weren't screwed on just right. He thought they were crazy and looked for a fight.
God doesn't love me, and God doesn't care. These hypocritical Christians throw their hands up in the air, worshiping Jesus, who doesn't exist. It's just a lame excuse to buy those shiny new gifts.
I think that the real reason, the one most of all, was that the Grinch's heart was 2 sizes too small. Broken and battered as years had gone by, with him thinking that Jesus was all just a lie. But whatever the reason, the presents or ruse, he stood there on Christmas Eve, hating the Who's. Staring down from his cave with a sour, Grinchy frown at the warm lighted windows below in their town. For he knew every Who down in Whoville beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath.
And they're setting out presents.
He snared with a sneer.
Tomorrow is Christmas. It's practically here.
Then he growled, with Grinch fingers nervously drumming.
I've got to find some way to keep Christmas from coming.
For tomorrow, he knew, all the Who girls and boys would wake bright and early. They'd rush for their toys. And then, oh, the noise. Oh, the noise, 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 noise. That's one thing he hated. The noise, 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 noise. Then the Who's, young and old, would sit down to a feast. And they'd feast. And they'd feast. And they'd feast, 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 feast. They would feast on Who pudding and rare Who roast beast, which was something the Grinch could not stand in the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. Every Who down in Whoville, the tall and the small, would stand close together with church bells ringing. They would stand hand in hand, and the Who's would start singing. And they'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, 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 sing. And the more the Grinch thought of this Who Christmas sing, the more the Grinch thought,
I must stop this whole thing. Why, for 53 years I've put up with it now. I must find some way to stop Christmas. But how?
Then he got an idea. An awful idea. The Grinch got a wonderful, awful idea.